Is there a character they ask you the most to do?
No, it's totally different.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, which one is favorite?
Well, Archer.
Okay.
Archer is favorite, and Zack, of course. And Yuki. And Pauline, and Clarissa, and Sophie. All Salim also.
Okay.
Which is quite nice because it's better to have a separation each drawing, not always do the same.
That's true. We're now in 2021. The last book is out. How do you look back on the whole process?
Oh, it was a long journey there. And I remember first time I was hearing from the idea was on a signing trip together with Benjamin to Amiens, and he was telling me this idea. He just had the idea of this surrounded area and with danger outside. You don't know what it is, and it was a different beginning because he didn't have all the characters yet. So it was like a boy who was having breakfast with his family, and everybody was very excited because we learned that he has a test today, like a normal school test. We think, it's just like a normal day.
Yeah.
Like we don't know yet what's there, and then the father said, "Okay, bring you to the school and to the test." And then they drive through the village, and something is strange there because some people are wearing weapons. And then you have on the rooftops, you have these strange buildings on top, like lookouts and stuff. And then they arrive on the school, and the test is like in a sports arena.
Yeah.
And they have under controlled circumstances. They have to kill a zombie or something, something, and that gives them the license to go out because they are teenagers. They want to go out.
Yeah.
So, and I love the teenager aspect there.
Yeah.
And I told him I don't want to draw zombies. Never. I don't want it. So we have to find something else. So we were thinking about, and then we came to the idea for the reapers, for the animals. Yeah. So
Okay.
that was that.
Yeah.
That was so I remember that, and I loved it from the beginning because my daughters both have been teenagers back at the time. So that was for me,
Yeah.
the great story for at that moment.
Yeah. Did you know Benjamin already before you started working on this?
Yeah. Benjamin wrote well, I met him in 1998, and we moved together in an atelier. Benjamin is also an illustrator. So we had a studio together in Munich.
Okay.
Together with other artists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so
Everything in
much.
it, on it.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, and then because back at the time I was working on La Chronique des Immortels,
Yeah.
and Benjamin also wrote the adaptation for this book, and it was a huge success in France. Even so, the novelist, after we followed the novel of him, Wolfgang Holbein, he's very much known in Germany. Like he's a best-selling author, and so in Germany it was also a success, but we didn't know because nobody knows him in France.
Yeah.
So it was a huge surprise that this book was such a success, and we had a lot of requests for, hey, can we make a movie out of it? Can we make a game or something? You know, I said, yeah, go ask Wolfgang Holbein, and you know, all the good things came to Wolfgang Holbein. And I said, okay, I quit. We do something on our own. So, and then we told our publisher, and we were searching together in China. We made a trip to China to search for a new artist for La Chronique de Immortels. And we found a great artist, Jaco, who was following the series. And then we told him the idea of Gung Ho, and Benjamin just had the idea still, and I made some drawings and paintings to give an idea for this series.
Okay.
And Pierre Paquet said, okay, we do it. So that was the start of Gung Ho, and then Benjamin wrote all the script for all the series, which was great for me because I knew everything. I knew what's in the beginning, what's in the end, so I could develop the whole world in one thing, you know, which is, I think, very important to have that. And then I started.
Okay.
And then, you know, sometimes with a little delay because I was working also. It was crazy because it was like a portfolio going worldwide, my work, you know, so I got great requests for great projects. Some I had to say, I'm sorry, I cannot do it, but some I did, you know, for a few months. Yeah, so that was that.
Okay, that's nice to hear. And then you are, you know, a couple of years longer, and then you're finally finished.
Yes. And it was when I finished. When I finished it, it was in December 2020. There was total lockdown, and I was like, and now, how can we celebrate? Well, we couldn't, you know. Nobody was there, so we couldn't celebrate it. Well, damn, you know.
Okay.
And then it was great because then there came Panini and asked, "Hey, do you want to make a short story of Batman?" I was, okay, I do that. So I don't think about celebration now. Let's do that later. Yeah.
Did you already have time to celebrate?
Yes. Yes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's very important, of course.
Yes.
But one of the things I really like in the story is that there's some music in it, which plays an important part. I mean, you have the Blue Oyster Cult in the beginning.
Yeah.
In my video of the last book, I actually used a very small part of the.
Is that allowed?
Of the Beastie Boys track.
Is that allowed?
I got a copyright.
Is that allowed?
No, I got a copyright claim on it. They didn't take away the video, but it's not getting monetized, unfortunately.
I see. Cool.
But for me, that was worth it. I really wanted to use that part because I like the whole sequence that you drew there. Following the lyrics of Fight for Your Right.
Yeah, thanks.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had fun doing that.
Yeah.
So, but is there a question or?
No, that was just something I wanted to say.
Great. Okay.
But in the whole process of Benjamin writing the story, is it just you following the story, or did you also work together on certain elements? How it was going to look?
It was a total teamwork. Like Benjamin was telling me the story, and as I said in the beginning, we were talking about the things, you know, but then he was writing it all along, for himself, and he gave it to me, and because in the process you cannot, you know, you have to give him the freedom. And then later on, when I was reading it, I loved it. You know, I was laughing, I was crying, I was in shock, and you know, so it was a great story, I thought. And then during the process, when I do the storyboard, because I'm working on first frame by frame, I do all the storyboard, like in a movie, you know. And later, I think in comic pages. So it's like you're shooting a film, and then later you're cutting. it's like a process of movie making in a way.
Yeah.
And during that process, we talked a lot about what might be good, what might be better, what we, you know. So we had a very great constructive teamwork.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes there were Benjamin had an additional idea on some scene, like for example when Archer was kicked out he was kicked out from the village from Fort Apache, and he was entering this high post. And he was all fucked up, you know, and then the Reapers are down there, you know. And then he had the idea it would be nice for this character to, you know, to take them as publicum, you know, and say, you know what, you think I'm afraid of you? You're just publicum for me. And then he's playing guitar for them. And then, so he had this idea once you see the images.
Yeah.
And I think it's a nice teamwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that scene a lot. I gotta
me
say,
too.
I really found the whole story, real surprising. I mean, when I was reading, of course, you have to wait a while before the new book comes in, and then you start thinking, which direction will it go? But there were a lot of things that I didn't see coming.
Oh,
And
that's good.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you know, you see the kids getting frustrated with the way the camp is run.
Yeah.
And I thought they would, you know, stick together and form a front together, but then you see the division between them. And that they're still. The ending was not entirely what I expected. So.
That's great. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Would have been boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say it was really worth the wait.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And you had a very good villain.
Villain? What do you mean, villain?
The bad guy.
Yeah.
Baxter.
Yeah. What an
He's
asshole.
really some person you could really hate.
Yeah. That's true.
I
And
almost-
well, we don't spoil anything.
No. Okay. But I always think that you would hate him a lot more than the Reapers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Reapers are, you know, they are nature fighting back in a way,
Yeah.
and as we can see, that's the case at the moment, right? So I
Oh,
love
yeah,
that. I
definitely.
love that aspect too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Baxter, he's just an asshole who is taking his power to get what he wants. We
was
also know people like that, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
But was it a bit more fun to you know, make him extra mean?
Well, no, Benjamin wrote him like this, so it was, and I did the character design after the story, and it was a pleasure to, you know, to in the end to let happen what happens, you know, with him.
Oh yeah, definitely. But when Benjamin wrote the characters, did you had a sort of vision how they would have to look like, or did you also discuss that together?
Well, we discussed it together. Yeah, absolutely. Like in Benjamin's vision, Archer would have been a fat guy. And I said, no. We need a cool guy who's a bully and who's funny and also like, for example, Tanaka. There was this this actor from I think Japan who made this Takeshi's Castle. I don't remember the name, but he's an actual actor. Also for Yuki, we had an actual actor as a model there, for example. But the main characters I was inventing like this.
Oh, that's very cool. That you have something to base them on, which makes it maybe some. If someone knows them and sees them, they have some.
Yeah, or for example, there's also Peterson, the father of Holden.
Yeah.
There is this rugby player from France, this famous rugby player who was. They won the championship. I don't remember when it was against Australia, and this guy, what was his name? And he was the role model for Peterson. You don't look rugby?
No.
no. Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember. But I saw him and I said, wow, that's Peterson.
Okay. That's interesting to see that you got some
Yeah.
inspiration from real life persons.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I think those elements make it only more interesting
Well,
to read the book.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still doing every week. I'm doing live drawing, so I'm training that constantly.
Yeah.
It's totally necessary, I think, for an artist to look at real nature and look what it's looking like.
Yeah. Yeah, because the whole Gung Ho, you draw digitally, right?
Yeah.
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 And
True.
How do you go about to do that?
Well, I mean, this technique is very, very difficult to do in with. You could do it in maybe acrylics. You know, there's no line.
Yeah.
So it's like a cut-out collage in
Yeah.
a way. You cut out the silhouettes and then you're painting on that to have the graphics of. Because if you don't have the line, it's not very readable. Because the
Okay,
line makes
yeah.
it very readable. So to make this technique, it's very, very important to have this sharp silhouettes.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do it with acrylics. You would have, with all the details, you would have to make big paintings.
Okay.
And that's not possible.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And now that it's done, I mean, you're still doing some signings, but are you going to miss it?
Well, to be honest, no. No, at the moment, I mean, there are some thoughts to go further, but I'm not sure. I will help having a transformation there.
Yeah.
Maybe if there are other stories, help artists to tell the story there, like we did.
Yeah.
But then I want to do new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you already working on something new?
No, comic wise?
Yeah.
No.
Not yet. Okay.
No. So
Just the Batman you did in between.
yes.
I hope they're going to publish it in the Netherlands as well.
I think the one guy had it already.
Yeah. I have to look it up then.
For Matthew, right?
Marcel.
Oh God, sorry.
Well, I appreciate you coming to the Netherlands and taking the
Great,
time to have a chat with me.
Yeah, great you came by.
And sign the books. I mean, I'm really happy with that.
Perfect.
But it was a pleasure to meet you. I mean, I'm
Same for me.
really looking
Marcel.
forward to this for a long time. So, thank you very much.
Great, thank you.